Okay, so in making a candle, a survival candle, what we need to use, well, the best thing to use is one of these wide-mouthed peanut butter jars. Pickle jars are the right height, but you know what? They have a narrower opening, so less air goes in. Then you need to add sand, X amount of sand, however much it works with the stone you're going to use. I have a really pretty, I don't know if you can see this, but it's a heart-shaped stone. So I don't want to use that. I'm going to use an ugly piece of cement dropping. One side is pretty cratery, and the other side is pretty smooth. So I'm going to put the smooth side up. Then I'm going to put it into the sand and try and get it level. Okay. In order to do that, I'm going to need to add more sand, which is really easy to do. Okay, so there, I now have, it's not quite there. Okay, and you want the sand to be a little bit so that the layer of sand is lower than the top of the rock. That's so that when your candle burns down, you're not going to have the fire be able to light the sand that's saturated with wax. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is I bought some new wick tabs, which I quite like. They have a long stem, and there are two reasons that this is good. One is that when it gets down to the bottom, if they're very thin, the wick tab gets all black, and it's harder to open again. I like to reuse them. So, and the other reason this is good is that it keeps the flame from getting all the way down, and thus possibly igniting that the whole entire amount of sand that's saturated with wax. You don't want that to happen. When that happens, your jar gets too hot and it breaks. And sometimes there's just not enough time to eat more peanut butter. Okay, so then the next thing we do, this is pre-waxed wick. And what's really nice about it is it's quick. You can wax your own wick. You have to use a hotter temperature melting point for the wax on the wick than the wax in your candle. So you have to buy two different kinds of wax, and you have to have one of the pots empty to use it. Okay, so there you go. I've got it measured pretty much to fit. I'm going to stick it into, I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to stick it into the wick tab. Okay, generally I do that, having it sitting on the thing. Okay, so there it's in. Then the next thing I have to do is use pliers to clamp it. Okay, there, clamped. Okay, so then I just put that into the, oh darn, it ended up with a thing, because I held it up, the thingy is sticking out at the bottom so it doesn't rest flat. I should have been more careful to set up my video thing. Okay, so there you go. Then that's an entirely new pot, new jar for a candle, and it's gonna be great. Then for an older jar, I have to take out the old wick tab, and I have my screwdriver magnetized so it pulls out the tab really easily. That was done because I accidentally put down my mag float from the goldfish aquarium, and by sitting next to the screwdriver, it magnetized it. So it now works a lot better than it ever did as a wick tab grabber in the past. Okay, this wick tab is one of the little ones. So I'm going to actually open up, I wonder if you can see this. I'm going to actually open up I don't know if you can see this. No, there, that might be better. Okay, I'm going to open up this wick tab that's been previously used. They don't cost very much. I doubt they even cost a penny each, or maybe 2 pennies, who knows. But anyway, you can open them up again to reuse if you have something with a point to stick into them. Then you have to remove the wick that, you know, hasn't burned. And put in, you have to measure again for the pot, for the jar you're going to use. Okay, and in this case, got this here. Clip it off, ever so easy. Then I'm going to stick it into the wick tab, and because it's sitting on the thing, it won't be it won't stick out on the bottom. Clamp it, and I'm all set. There we go. Okay, then I have to move it into the kitchen to do the pouring. See you later.